Judges chapter 18. During that period, when there was no king in Israel, the tribe of Dan sought a territory to settle in, as they had not yet received their inheritance among the tribes of Israel. The Danites sent 5 valiant men from Zorah and Eshtaol, from their clan, to scout the land and explore it. They instructed them, "Go explore the land." So they came to the hill country of Ephraim and entered the house of Micah, where they lodged. At Micah's house, they recognized the voice of the young Levite. They turned in and asked him, "Who brought you here? What are you doing in this place? What business do you have here?" The Levite responded, "This is how Micah has treated me. He has hired me, and I am his priest." They advised him, "Please inquire of God for us, so we may know whether our journey will be successful." The priest said to them, "Go in peace. The Lord is watching over your journey." So the 5 men departed and went to Laish, where they saw the people living in security and after the manner of the Sidonians. They were peaceful and secure, with no ruler in the land to put them to shame in anything. They were far from the Sidonians and had no dealings with anyone. When the Danites returned to their relatives in Zorah and Eshtaol, their kin asked them, "What did you find?" They replied, "Come, let's attack them, for we have seen the land, and it is very good. Aren't you going to do something? Don't hesitate to go and take possession of the land." 600 Danites equipped for battle set out from Zorah and Eshtaol. They camped at Kiriath Jearim in Judah. This is why the place west of Kiriath Jearim is called Mahaneh Dan to this day. From there, they traveled to the hill country of Ephraim and came to Micah's house. The 5 men who had gone to spy out the land went inside and took the carved image, the ephod, the household idols, and the cast image. Meanwhile, the priest stood at the entrance of the gate with the 600 men armed for battle. As the 5 men went into Micah's house and took the carved image, the ephod, the household idols, and the cast image, the priest said to them, "What are you doing?" They replied, "Be quiet. Put your hand over your mouth and come with us. Be a father and priest to us. Is it better for you to be a priest for a household of one person or for you to be a priest for a tribe and family in Israel?" The priest's heart was glad, and he took the ephod, the household idols, and the carved image, and went with the people. So they turned and set out, putting the children, the livestock, and the valuables in front of them. When they were some distance from Micah's house, the men near Micah's houses gathered and caught up with the Danites. They called out to the Danites, who turned to face them and said to Micah, "What's the matter with you that you assembled this company?" He replied, "You took the gods I had made and the priest, and went away. What do I have left? How can you say to me, 'What's the matter with you?'" The Danites said to him, "Don't raise your voice against us, or angry men will attack you, and you and your family will lose your lives." So the Danites went on their way, and Micah realized they were too strong for him to resist. He turned back and went home. After the Danites had taken what Micah had made and the priest that belonged to him, they went to Laish, to a peaceful and unsuspecting people. They struck them down with their swords and burned the city. No one was there to rescue them because the city was far from Sidon and had no alliance with anyone. It was in a valley near Beth Rehob. The Danites rebuilt the city and settled there. They named it Dan after their ancestor Dan, who was born to Israel. But the city's name was originally Laish. The Danites set up for themselves the carved image that Micah had made, and Jonathan son of Gershom, the son of Moses, and his descendants were priests for the tribe of Dan until the time of the exile. They continued to use the carved image Micah had made, all the time the house of God was in Shiloh.